Good morning, ladies and gentlemen. I'm meadsy69. Welcome back to the channel. Now, I thought I'll do a video about, well, I've done a video about nostalgia. Which might have been released yesterday. I don't know when I'm going to release it, or it might be released tomorrow. But looking at nostalgia, I was just looking at certain tanks, looking back, as you do, thinking, you know what? These were amazing. They really, really were amazing, and I really miss these days in Blitz. But back then, we're talking 9 years ago, something happened in Blitz. Something come out. Something was released, and it was the greatest thing ever to have ever come in Blitz. No, we're not talking about this OP tank right here, the XM. No, we're not talking about things like the Death Star or the Badger or, you know, this tank right here, the Ship Barn. What we are talking about, though, is down in Tier 5, and it is this tank right here, the Anko. Yes, we are talking about the Panzer IV Anko, the GUP tanks. They were so good, honestly. Like, not because they were actually good either, like, because they were never really that good. But what it is was just the sound, just the noise, the weird noise that comes from the tank. We didn't expect it. And honestly, we played this tank over and over and over and over and over and over and over again, just because whatever it says. I'm not Japanese, I don't have a clue what they say. And when we first started playing it, we were like, what the frick is that? Did that just come from this tank? So then we would keep shooting, we would keep playing it, because we just wasn't sure, like, what the hell? Like, is this real? And honestly, you think back now and you think, how childish was I? But, you know, it's still, to this day, the best thing, without a doubt. Who cares about a new engine? Who cares about new graphics or new tech trees or things like that? You know, we cared about the Anko. We cared about this Japanese tank right here with its Japanese sounds. And, yeah, it was amazing. It really was amazing. And yeah, I just thought I had to go play it because it's been so long. And to be fair, I went to play it because I wasn't even sure if it still made the same sound. I thought maybe it had just Japanese crew in it. So I just went to play it, and that's what made me really make the video, because I do miss them days. Them days are really good. And to see how excited we were when Wargaming released this, and I think it was actually a free tank. We got it for free, so well, we just had to win a certain amount of battles, and it wasn't a lot at all. And yeah, that is it. And then we got the tank, and everybody, honestly, everybody played the tank because of the sound. Nobody, not one single person, played the tank because it was an actual good tank. It was okay, you know, nothing special. It was okay. That's about it. But not one single person played this tank because of how good it is. They played it just because they wanted to hear that sexy, sexy Japanese sound. And that is, without a doubt, the only reason. It was the only reason. Of course, since then, Wargaming then went on to release a couple more tanks. One of them being the Hetzer, which we're not going to look at because it's it's not that interesting. It's not as good as the normal Hetzer. But then they released another tank, and this time it was like, oh my god, we've got another tank that does the same. This time it's in Tier 6, and not only that, it is a freaking Tiger. Oh my god, I want to play the Tiger that makes the sexy Japanese sounds. And yes, of course, it did just that. It's amazing. It was amazing, and we do miss these. Obviously, I haven't played these tanks for absolute years. For years and years and years. In fact, I sold them when they turned collectible, and I've actually just got them back. I've just sent the ticket to restore the tanks, and I've now got them back on my main account because, you know, they deserve to be in there. When I was looking at the tanks on my press account, I'm like, you know what? that them tanks deserved to stay in my garage, because it was a fun time in Blitz back then. And I don't care what anyone says. I don't care if you hate the sound. I don't care. For us, it was amazing. We'd never heard anything like it. We'd never had anything in the game like it, and we're never going to. And that's the thing with the tanks. Yes, we've done it before, but it's not going to happen again. We're not going to be as surprised as we was when the Anko was first released. Like, it's never going to happen. Wargaming don't do stuff like that no more, which is a shame. I'd love it if they done stuff like that. Not release another sort of gut tank that makes the same sound, but something similar. They're just not going to do it. It's never going to happen. But the Kuro Mori Mini was a decent tank, I'm not going to lie. It was a decent tank. It was quite a fun tank to play. And actually, it was one of those tanks that can hold its own, and it was great in tournaments. Honestly, this tank was fantastic in tournaments, and more people played this tank than you would expect when it comes to tournaments. It has decent armor if you're angled correctly. And again, it was just like a tier 6 Tiger. Everyone loved the Tiger 1 in tier 7. So when it was available in tier 6, everyone was like, Jesus, like a Tiger in tier 6? Give me that hook tour. So yeah, it was amazing time in Blitz. It really was. And we do miss them days, just like we're going to talk about in my other video as well. But were you around? That's the big question. Were you around when the Anko especially was first introduced into the game? And was you as surprised as me and my old clan and people like that, me and my gang, because yeah, it was amazing, and we just literally played the tanks for that sexy sound. So let me know in the comments, were you around? Did you manage to get the tank for free? This tank as well, of course, I think it was like a couple of years later, was also released for free. Again, I think you had to just get a certain amount of wins to be able to get the tank for free. So that's the best thing about it. We were so surprised about the tanks, how good they are. Not how good they are, but how special they are. And the fact that we got them for free as well made it even special. But you know, there's not been anything like it since, and as I've said, I don't think there will ever be anything like it ever again in Blitz. So this clearly out of everything that's been going on is the greatest thing to ever happen to Blitz. Hope you enjoyed the video, guys. I'm meadsy69, and I will catch you all soon. Bye bye.